And if the older generation, which I'm referring to myself in, thinks rock and roll is not alive or classic rock is not alive, look no further than Seth Godwin. He's a big Queen fan. He's obviously got his nostalgic Hall & Oates, which is not classic rock. I get it, but classic rock. Okay. So we got, well, it's not, rock, but yeah.
it's you know what it's considered? It's considered yacht rock.
It's alive. Yep. It's alive and well. Yacht rock. The banner will be carried by Seth and younger generations, right?
Absolutely. Well, and you made me think about our collectibles thing that we like to talk about. We've talked about, touched on collecting baseball cards and NFTs and those types of things. But I collect records. Seth, do you collect any vinyl?
Oh, a ton, a ton. Up on this wall this weekend is going like 10 different records that I have signed by the artist, and then I've got crates of records in my room.
Really? What records do you have signed by the artist?
I've got a few Barenaked Ladies.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh God. Now that I've been put on the spot, like I can't think of any.
All right. Well,
Sean Nelson. Do you know
nice.
Sean Nelson?
Yeah. Well, I'll match your Barenaked Ladies with a story. All right.
Sweet.
So in the 90s, I used to build Gibson guitars. I used to shape necks by hand for Gibson from 96 to 99. And many times, the artist would come through. I worked directly with Joe Perry on the Joe Perry Les Paul, Ace Frehley on the Ace Frehley Les Paul, all of those things that you do. But one day I was working overtime at Gibson, and I was one of the only people there. It was probably 6 o'clock at night. And I had a bunch of necks to finish up for the next day to meet an order. And the Barenaked Ladies came through, and I have headphones like this. I have a respirator on, and I have a Walkman. And so Seth, a Walkman was the thing that we put cassette tapes in. Cassette tapes you're going to have to go ask your dad about, but cassette tapes had tapes. It was kind of small reel to reel, and we put it in this Walkman thing before there were iPods and press play. And I was listening to Miles Davis. And I remember Barenaked Ladies came through, and I never really, you were told not to talk to people, continue working, acknowledge them, smile, keep working. Well, they were like, take your headphones off, So I stopped and I took my headphones off, and they said, what are you listening to? And I said, Miles Davis. And they just fell out, and they're like, what period of Miles? And I was like, oh, the jazz, rock, fusion, funk period, it's just alive, 1970 Miles Davis. And they couldn't believe it. They're like, oh my gosh, he's making guitar necks listening to Miles Davis, right? And so it was a cool interaction. I didn't think anything of it. And that night was the Chord tour, H-O-R-D, Horizons of Rock Developing Everywhere was an acronym. And Ben Harper was on the bill, and Blues Travelers on the bill, Barenaked Ladies, Fastball. I love Fastball. So I was watching Ben Harper play, and I was really close. I was about 3 or 4 rows in, and I was just kicking back, and this guy's like climbing over seats, coming up to me. He's like, hey, Jim. And I was like, no, get away from me, dude. My name's not Jim. And he's like, no, you're the guy. And I was like, I'm not the guy. I'm good. And he's like, no, I'm Barenaked Ladies manager, and they saw you in the crowd, and they want you to come back. You're Jim from Gibson, right? And I was like, no, but I am the guy from Gibson. He continued to call me Jim all night long, but he took me backstage, and I felt a little weird. I was like, guys, I'm a guy, right? That usually pull, pretty ladies backstage, and they're like, no, we thought you were so cool. And I ended up hanging out with Barenaked Ladies all night, missed the Blues Traveler set from backstage in Nashville. And that's my my Barenaked Ladies story real quick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So many people have such cool stories, not like that, but similar, because those guys,
they're so nice.
Yeah, they are fantastic, and they remember you.
Right.
So my Barenaked Ladies story, is that I had 3 tickets. It was supposed to be me and 2 of my best friends to see them in St. Augustine. And then the week of the concert, both of my friends dropped.
Right.
And I ended up going alone. Right. But I had, these 3 meet and greet tickets. And each ticket, you got a picture with the Barenaked Ladies, one picture per ticket. So I got to the end of the line. I was like, I'm going to be the weird guy.
Right.
And I got up, and I was like, since I have 3 tickets, can I get 3 pictures? And they were like, yeah, I guess. So the dude taking the pictures took my phone, and he just continuously did this. And I had my arms around the 2 of the guys next to me, one of them being the lead singer, Ed.
Right.
And as I'm bringing my arms over their heads to do different poses, I knocked Ed in the back of the head with my elbow.
Oh,
just nailed him.
Ouch.
So I've got pictures for that, and I'll have to send them to you. But
Oh, that's funny.
After the picture opportunity, the drummer was like, "Hey, why do you have 3 tickets?" So I explained the situation. He was like, "Would it be cool if my wife and daughter took those tickets?" I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I gave him the tickets. He gave me his number, and we still talk every now and then. But fast forward a year, they're on tour with Hootie and the Blowfish, and I'm second row at that show at the Wharf in Orange Beach. And at the end of the show, Ed looks at me, and he had been giving me the eye all night. And I was like, I think that he might remember.
Right.
He looks right at me, grabs the back of his head, and goes, "Was that you?" And I said,
"That's funny."
And he goes, and then he walked off the stage.
Well, you know what? What a way to make an impression, Seth.
Right? All you have to do is assault one of your favorite singers.
Yeah, I mean, Ed will always remember you.